Hi, welcome to episode 4 of Hunters Living with Art. I'm Hunter Thomas, and we are sitting in the warehouse of the Nancy Thomas Gallery, or as we like to call it, the Avocado, because the outside of the building's green. Tonight, we of course have our 2 cocktails inspired by the month of May, think Cinco de Mayo, and I have a very special guest. Lynne is the Executive Director of Hope House Foundation. She has won numerous awards and honors and has sat on the President's Commission on Intellectual Disabilities. She's an international keynote speaker. Her topics include organization and leadership, team building, and strategic planning. She's helped me a lot with that. However, I know her as my dearest friend and an unconditional supporter of the arts and artists. Welcome, Lynne Seagle.
Thank you, Hannah. That was good. Yay. That was you summed it up.
Yeah, I know. Took a while. Again, supportive. So I thought that May would be a great month to have you for many reasons. Birthday month.
Yeah.
And it's also the month of Stockley Gardens Art Festival, which is sponsored by Hope House Foundation. Now, I of course know what this is, but tell the audience what that show is and how it relates to Hope House.
Stockley Gardens Art Festival is held in the spring and the fall. Hope House Foundation puts the whole thing on, and that weekend attracts about 25,000 people, about 130 artists. There's local music featured throughout the weekend, and all the proceeds go directly to support people with intellectual disabilities in the Hampton Roads area. There was a show there 35 years ago, and it was called the Ghent Arts Festival. And then the city of Norfolk asked the organizer of the show, which was the Norfolk Free Clinic, to move it to this new place called Town Point Park.
I remember that. I remember.
They were planting new trees and they were going to serve beer during the weekend. And there was a small contingency of artists that said, no way, man, this isn't what this is about. And they protested it. They called it Keep It in Ghent. And then a staff member of Hope House went to one of their meetings and said, we'll do one. And so we created the Stockley Gardens Art Show the weekend after the Ghent Art Show, which was Mother's Day weekend. We did the weekend right afterwards. And so it just kind of goes to show that, you know, there's no more Ghent Arts Festival. There's nothing like that there anymore, but Stockley has continued to grow strong. And I think it's a great lesson in hearing the minority voice and building community around people who are closest to it and want.
One thing I remember, you got my mom involved, and 2 things. You got her to do the poster, and then you got me to do the poster, which was phenomenal. It was the Girls Rock. Yay.
Yeah.
But tell me, I want to hear your version of getting my mom involved in Stockley Gardens, because it was a crack up to me.
It's a great story. I love the story. And the way it happened was we vet our judges. I mean, we look for judges that are very, very well respected, you know, because, I mean, people are not only showing their art, they're showing their heart. And, you know, you just can't be reckless about that kind of thing. So you have to have someone that is really respected. So the day before the show, the judge that we have lined up 6 months in advance calls Elena, and he's deathly ill and he cannot make it. And she calls me and she goes, what are we gonna do? And I don't really remember why, but I remember the feeling of how. And that is, I called you.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
I called you. And I thought, well, I mean, Nancy Thomas, she has not only a name, a brand, but she's an incredible artist and surely knows art. And I said, could she come and do a full day?
And wasn't it like the next day?
It was the next day. And you said, hold on. I mean, by this time, it was late afternoon.
It was later than that. It was evening.
It was probably. And you said, let me call her. And you called me back and you said, she'll do it. So I thought two things about that. I thought, one, how someone like Nancy Thomas, who does have a name and does have a brand, would step in at the last minute in an outdoor festival with local artists 3 blocks long and go through this judging, because it's not an easy task. Artist after artist after artist said, you're kidding me. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I've never met her. Consistently, it was like a wave.
Wow. I remember people telling me, and some of them didn't know that she was my mom, it's just conversational, that she spent time with each and every artist, and the awards were across the board. She covered all the mediums.
I think the majority of the people we partner with do talk to the artists. Mm-hmm. But that kind of evaluation is very unique.
It's a huge show. Go to it. It's an
May
amazing
19th
show.
and 20th.
May 19th and 20th in Norfolk, Virginia. You find the best judges across the nation, from what I know.
Exactly. So it's really a cool thing that can strengthen my passion about the whole idea of community, and that is supporting local artists, supporting local musicians, but also supporting inclusion of everybody. Mm-hmm. Inclusion not just of people with disabilities, but everyone else that needs to be part of the whole.
I'm glad you bring up inclusion, because when we spoke on the phone and I said, no, I want you and I want to talk, because we have great conversations about art, and your collection of art is phenomenal. I mean, your apartment is a gallery, and it's a changing mood. You've even had a curate.
Yeah.
A curate, didn't the Chicago?
Twice.
The director of Chicago Institute of Art come and curate your art and your.
Yes, she was with the Chicago Museum of Modern Art as a registrar for like 25 years. Teaches at the Art Institute, is an appraiser. So yes,
wow.
But I've known her since junior high school. So yes, she's come twice to just like, okay.
Yeah, what's the first piece of art that you bought?
Oh, well, the most significant piece I bought was by an artist called Clayton Singleton. And he was just graduating college. And it's a huge piece of kind of almost a self-portrait with him making a piece of pottery. Mm-hmm. And it was in the show, it was in Stockley, and my friend, the same friend we just spoke about from Chicago, said, you should buy this artist before he really starts selling.
And he did.
And he did. And I bought that piece.
This keeps pinging off me. So when we spoke on the phone, you said, well, I want to talk about inclusion. Okay? So this is what's in my mind about this. So the color purple is associated with royalty because it was really hard to get. Only royalty could get it.
Right.
So it was not accessible. Now, my whole thing about art is that anybody's an artist. If you draw, you're an artist. It's about expression, and there's no rules, and you don't have to have an MFA. And I mean, it's nice. I'm not putting any of that down, but my message or my belief has been inclusion. I didn't really realize this till we spoke, but now I don't know if I'm turning into an old curmudgeon or what, but with Instagram and all the social media, mm-hmm. Everybody's an artist. Everybody's an artist, but it's about their process. And I'm having a difficult time reconciling, is it about the artist, watch me paint, or is it about what they are creating? And I bring this up because it's going exactly opposite of what you said and what I've always believed, like inclusion. Art should be inclusive. Mm-hmm. Everyone should access it.
Well, I mean, really, when you think about it, humans are creative. Now, there are people that have different levels of communication about that. And I think there are some artists that burn with the need to communicate some very deep thoughts that they have about the world or whatever. And there are some artists that need to communicate something less deep, but no less valuable. Mm-hmm. So the person that makes individual doilies for the nursing home, they're beautiful. And I think they're communicating something. And then there are other artists, Will Core comes to mind, Peter Paul Connolly comes to mind, and actually you come to mind, that communicate something more complex. At the time that Nancy was really starting to define herself as an artist, there wasn't a lot of women doing that. At the time, Nancy was so prolific in what she wanted to say through art, there were not a lot of women doing that. And at the time that was driving her was not a time that was very supportive.
See, I wasn't aware of that. I just wasn't paying attention that way.
Anyway, I love that story.
And since taking over this, my admiration has grown. I mean, mother-daughter relationships, they're tricky. They are
what they are, for sure.
And every daughter and every mother out there knows what I'm talking about. But when I separate that and I'm here present with what she's done, it really does touch my heart.
Oh, I have no doubt. But I think that the older person or the club that knits the doilies is communicating also something complex, which is love and care and all those kinds of things.
Well, this is why I absolutely adore you.
Well, we've known each other a long time.
So, speaking of known each other a long time, I feel like we're on your porch and it's time for our cheers.
Okay.
So this is a pineapple jalapeno margarita. I know you like margaritas, and it's your birthday month.
Yes.
And this is a little kick to it, but I know that's probably nothing to you. The ingredients.
Love Mexican food.
I know. And you love Mexico.
Yes.
And so ingredients, real quick, is jalapeno, pineapple, pineapple juice, triple sec, and tequila. So here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy birthday, May.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's good.
It's very good. It's got a bite.
It's peppery. Even for you, a bite?
It's got a bite, but I like a bite.
Yeah. So speaking of May, I asked you to pick your favorite Nancy Thomas May print, and to dress that way somehow. So tell me what you chose, and I love it. I love you in blue. Absolutely love you in blue. It brings out your blue eyes.
So obviously, not only did I want this particular dress because of the May painting, but also I have two Nancy Thomas pieces. One is depicting Alaska in only the way she could, and this blue is in there. And also one with a mermaid type, with also a lighter version of this, but still that hue of blue that I've seen in her paintings and that I really like. And given I don't have a lot of color in my closet, it stood out.
Yeah.
So that's how that came to be.
I can't wear any blacks.
And it fits.
One thing I love about you, of the many, many things, is your world travels. And you have always brought me something back from other countries. Mm-hmm. It's so inspiring. But tell me, when you are in other countries, or even in other states, because you're all over the place, what are you looking for? What do you look for in art?
Primarily connection And oftentimes, especially if I'm in a place that's very foreign to me, it's almost, what are the people who are making almost a folk art level of art, or expressing things that are more basic, like a Stockley Gardens art show artist.
So something's got to move you.
Well, and it's local.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's local.
Well, this has been a blast.
Yes, I love seeing you.
Me too.
Always.
And you're never here. You're always on a plane. So I'm really happy and grateful that you came to spend time with us tonight. It really matters to me.
Well, first of all, I would do anything for you. I would. And the other thing I really was attracted to was the whole idea of this show. Because what you said to me is, no, I don't really want to do an advertisement or an infomercial, or I just want to do my own show about what I'm passionate about, which is art.
It is.
And, you know, who wouldn't sign up for that? It's a great honor.
Well, thank you, Lynn. Thanks. You get the essence of the whole thing. Thanks.
You're back at you, darling.
All right. Well, I am going to clear these away and prepare for our second drink, which is called a Paloma. So this is our second drink. It's called a Paloma, and it is tequila.
Yeah.
And grapefruit juice and sugar and
Strawberry.
and a strawberry, but the tonic water, seltzer water. Thank you.
Seltzer water.
Seltzer water.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Refreshing.
Yeah.
Like a springtime drink.
It is a spring. Yeah, I could see drinking this in May.
I
mean,
can
it's,
too.
It's just a nice kind of. I think
It's-
soda water makes everything sort of. Oh, refreshing.
It feels light.
Yeah. That other one had like
Good job.
pepper.